Now there's only so much of this that I can show. It's just a case of being careful not to sand off detail. Maybe I'll put the macro lens on and show you what I'm talking about here. These are the larger pieces. They're obviously for the turret that the barrels and everything will be mounted in. And I've been working away here for about half an hour, I guess, already. And I've only got 2 done. So I just don't know how this video is going to go today. I know I keep saying that. I say things like, well, today's video is going to be short, and then it turns out being 20 minutes long. And I really don't know. It's not a case of I have everything scripted. It's sort of, this is what happened to me today. And yeah, where's my file here? I got 3 different files. A narrow one, a wide one, and a round one. This reminds me of the file I used to sharpen my chainsaw. Anyway, once again, I'm thinking out loud. So, just going to have to be real careful here. And we'll do the best we can. Oh, got a comment from Tony, and he said he was going to be sending some special kind of line that works good for rigging. And yeah, we'll have to watch for that. He said he was going to mail it, so Canada has excellent mail service, so if he mailed it today, we probably have it by the end of the week for sure. I would think. Anyway, we'll just continue on here. Now I realize it's going to be maybe a little bit hard to see this. The one on the right, I've removed more of the flashing and sprue than the one on the left, obviously. But notice right on the top here, there's these little bumps. Well, the first one of these that I started to do, I was trying to pick that off with my fingernail. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's supposed to be there. That's part of the detail. And then down around the back here, I'll readjust the camera. Okay, notice on the very corners, when a person is trying to file off or sand off the excess flashing there, it would be very easy to accidentally take off those, what I believe are supposed to be like hinges maybe, or I don't know what those are supposed to be, but anyway, once again, it's part of the detail that is supposed to stay on there. And, well, you know, just got to be really super careful. Mind you, as I've said many times in the past, if I was to sand that off, in all likelihood, nobody would notice anyway. Now the pair on your left, of course, they're not cleaned up. But these pair here basically are. However, this one that is right here is the very first one I did. I wasn't paying attention, and I broke off a little part here. I'll see if I can move in a little bit closer. Now, you know how I'm kind of big on trying to attempt the impossible. Now this piece here needs to be glued back on right there. See if I can reposition it a bit here. I think possibly if I was to put a little bit of CA thin on this part right here and soften the plastic, then I might be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on camera or not. I mean, this thing's so small, I have to be careful not to, when I'm speaking, that my breath is just blowing it away and I'm going to lose it. And that'll be the end of that. Let me reposition everything here. Now I want to impress upon you just how terribly small that actually is. And a minute ago when I was repositioning everything, I lost it. I couldn't find it. And here, it was stuck under my fingernail. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm thinking now that instead of extra thin, see, I think it's supposed to go on this way. Instead of extra thin, I'm going to use CA medium, because the extra thin could start dissolving this little piece, and I'll end up with a little tiny blob of sprue goo, whereas the CA medium, I don't think it'll dissolve the plastic. If I can just put just a little bit on right there, and then before it cures, get this stuck on there. At least, oh my, well, there it is. At least that's the plan. It's sticking to my tweezer. I better wipe my tweezer off with the isopropyl. I think there's something on there. Now, about 5 minutes ago, I guess, I was just starting to do what I'm doing right now. And the phone rings, and I think, oh, telemarketing again. I had just had a telemarketing call about 2 hours ago, I guess. And I thought, well, maybe I'll answer it. So I went and I did, and I'm glad I did, because it was Tony from Toronto. And I just got to get this just right here now. I think I got it. Anyway, he just wanted to confirm my address, because he's going to be mailing that special line that he... so I'm trying to get some on the bottom of this piece here. Now, if I let go, what's going to happen? Please stay there. Anyway, yeah, I think we got it here. So I imagine this special line is going to be here maybe Friday or Monday. Does that look straight to you? Let me check the monitor. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, we'll just let that cure, and I don't know, I've wasted probably an hour over this, right? This is looking at it from the other side, and I've slipped on the super macro. I can move in just a little bit more yet. I think that CA is probably, you might say, set up, but I'm scared to test it. Okay, very, very gently here now with the tip of my hobby knife. Okay, I think that's cured. Now my plan was to just drop it in the tin with all the others here, but you know what? This one is probably a little bit more fragile than the others. So I'm going to just keep it separate here. And treat it with a little bit more respect. Now I realize we didn't get a whole lot done here today. I spent probably about 3 hours this morning. After I started doing the video, I had to go for an appointment, and by the time I went for all the usual things like blood work and etc., so I guess you know what the appointment was about. It took up pretty well most of the morning, and this afternoon I just couldn't really get myself in gear here, and then I broke this little piece off, and so consequently we're not going to get to glue one of these up today. However, I don't see any reason why we can't tomorrow. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.